Hi, travel coaches. Welcome to this bonus training. Today, I want to talk all about core values and branding yourself as a travel coach within your niche. Um, so, the reason that I find really big importance on this topic is because when I became a travel coach, you can get so caught up in the excitement of finding your niche and finding your specialty and figuring out who your audience is and how you can help people and how you want to package that and how you want to price it and what you want to sell and what platform you want to use and you want to be on social media and Facebook and all that good stuff. It's really exciting. But I found that the most important part is to really find out what your core values are and to create a solid foundation of your brand. And the reason I wanted to talk about this was because I have recently been working with um, two people, a branding coach as well as a publicity coach and mentors, and they really hone in on the importance of creating this solid foundation for your business. And I never even thought about this before because I was so excited about becoming a travel coach and helping people and talk about my passions and my love and everything like that. But it wasn't until I started doing the inner work and really taking a step back and creating this foundation of why I do what I do, what it is that I do, who I help, and the purpose behind it, uh, like it really all became clear. And the reason I want to do this bonus training for you guys is because it really helps by finding your core values and really mapping this all out for yourself first. Can really bring a lot of clarity to your mission, your vision, your audience, your niche, and the whole trajectory of your career as a travel coach. Okay, so one of the things that I want to talk about is finding your core values. And a lot of people don't even do this. Companies that are in business for years don't even do this, right? And that's a really big detriment to themselves. That's a huge missed opportunity for them to gain this focus and the clarity that they're looking for to really do this inner work within your business. So you know how to brand yourself and who to reach and everything like that. So I want to start with core values. So my core values in my company I've come up with are, I would say just choose 3 to 4 core values. Because I'm sure you can come up with a whole list of them, but the more core values you do, it kind of dilutes the authenticity of all of them, right? So if you're like, oh, I'm everything, then it's like, where's your focus at? So the core values I've come up with for my business as a travel coach and the Travel Coach Network are authenticity, perseverance, and generosity. And I want to share you my examples of my core values to give you guys a little bit inspiration to help you figure out and find your core values for your business as a travel coach. So, number one, the reason I chose authenticity is because everything that I do and stem and talk about in my business comes from being authentic, being real, being yourself. And that's about storytelling, telling your true story, telling your personal experiences, your real experiences, keeping it real with people. What is your truth? Sharing your truth with people, being raw and vulnerable with people. And authenticity comes in. That's everything that I post about. That's everything I'm going to talk about in my videos. Everything stems back to who I am as a person and what my brand stands for, right? And that's the basis of what core values mean. It builds this structure in the program. You're going to come across within the branding area the pillars put up for your business, which creates a solid foundation for your business. So these core values really go hand in hand with that. It really helps you bring some clarity and help you decide on what your pillars are and what your core values are. So it's everything that you stand for as a person and as a business, right? So for instance, like if you are not political, if your business has nothing to do with politics, you shouldn't be ranting and raving about politics on your platforms where you're trying to get business and to brand yourself, because that's contradictory to what you're all about, right? Because there could be a lot of like negativity when it comes to politics. There could be a lot of backlash. There could be some negative opinions, whatever it might be. Like for me, I don't talk politics on like any of my platforms, whether before or after I started my business. Like that's just not what I'm about because it's not who I am as a person. I can talk in person one on one with a friend or family member or my mom about, politics, and keep it at that level. But what I do and what represent has nothing to do with like the political world, right? That's not how I want people to perceive me. That's not what I want people to think about me. So as authenticity is, everything I want people to think about me and my business, it means coming from truth, coming from yourself, being what you honest with yourself, honest with other people. So that is a one of my core values for my business. The second one that I've come up with is perseverance, and the reason I said that is because that is who I work with as a travel coach. I work with people as travelers who are willing to do the work and put in the effort to accomplish their dreams, to go for their goals, to and persevere through any roadblock that they have, any obstacle they have. They'll find an answer. They'll work with someone. They'll ask questions. That perseverance, and then as a travel coach, the travel coaches I work with, your perseverance to grow your business, to live your dream life, to have your dream career, to have the lifestyle you crave, to be authentic in what you do, and to create a profitable business from that. That's all perseverance. I went through perseverance to get myself to where I am now. I came from a background of an only child with a single mom and not having much money in our family at all, and not and struggling financially and not knowing my career path. And I just found a path for myself. I never gave up. There were so many hurdles. There were so many times I could have said, I'm not going to travel and see the world. I'm not going to live my passion. I'm not, I have anxiety, and which I do. And so I could have used that as an excuse. I could have had that as a reason not to do what I wanted to do or accomplish my goals or to challenge myself. But I persevered. I always pushed through it and found answers and found a way. And that's who I want to work with. That's why I create my products for, my services for, my programs for. And that's what you need to do too, is to find these core values that you're going to really, that are going to resonate with who your target audience is and how you want people and the public to perceive you and your business and what you do and represent. And then the third example is generosity. And the generosity can be way more. When people think of being generous, they usually think of probably like giving money, donating money, giving a homeless man $1 or something like that. But generosity is so much more than just giving money. That's something that has always been a part of me before I even traveled. Like, I have always been someone who loves to give. It's something that brings me joy. I've always loved helping people. I love to make life easier for people. I love to make presents for people. I do a lot of art and paintings and give gifts. I send, packages in the mail to friends. Like, I just loved giving. And I loved helping people when I could, helping my mom when I could. And, that could be financially or through gifts or to make them happy or giving a time. But also, generosity could be from being generous with your time, with listening and giving loaning your ear or shoulder for someone to cry on, or an ear for someone to like vent to. That you could be generous in those ways as well. So in my business, I like to be generous with my value and my time and my knowledge that I have as a traveler, everything that I have learned and done through my traveling is what I put into my business. That was the foundation, the inspiration of my business is everything I've gone through and my experiences, right? So those are all the things I found value to and I wanted to provide to other people. So I hope you guys can kind of see where I'm going with this when it comes to the core values. Like, this really helps you determine what your brand is. So it doesn't matter what your niche is. Your core values should be about you and your business, what you represent, what you want the public to perceive you as, and the messages that you put out there. Your brand can be detached. When you know you have a really good brand, is when you can detach yourself from that company and you can do anything else, but people still recognize you as these are their core values. This is what they're about. This is what they represent. They're still a good person. They're still, giving to other people. They're still generous with their time and value and provide value in any sense. Like, you could still relate what you do with that person, whether no matter what business they're in. So as a travel coach, again, it doesn't matter what your niche is, you have to figure out what your core values are to create the solid foundation of your brand, right? You want to be able to stand out among other people. Branding is something that people overlook and they just think of like the colors, and they think of the font size that they use or the graphics that they use or what the aesthetics of what everything looks like. But like I said in my program, branding is so much more than that. Branding is not only, what you look like and what things like your website looks like and stuff, but it's about what you represent, what your intent and what intent is, what your mission is, what your vision for your company is. Like all this has to do with branding, and it becomes so much easier to figure all that out when you do the inner work on yourself, why you do what you do, what it is that you do, and who do you want to help, and figure out your core values. It really is going to start bringing a lot of clarity to you guys. So I hope that all made sense. So leave any messages in the Facebook group if you have any questions, or feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, or if you're struggling to figure out what your core values are, or branding, or whatever it might be. I'm here to help you, okay? So feel free to reach out, and I will see you guys soon. Bye bye.